Welcome back. Well, the world's favourite New York City gals are back on our screens today. Sarah Jessica Parker reuniting with Cynthia Nixon and Kristin Davis to continue Carrie, Miranda and Charlotte's stories. Entertainment producer Anna Corday caught up with Cynthia and Kristin for an exclusive interview to talk all things Sex and the City and just like that.
There's nothing like summer in New York City. Something new and unexpected always awaits.
Rats?
Prancing around like in the Nutcracker.
Kristin, I can't believe we are at season 3 of And Just Like That. When you filmed the pilot 30 years ago, you couldn't have known the journey that you'd go on, could you?
No, there's no way we could have known. I feel like we really have had a very singular experience. I feel like we have gotten to do this incredible feat of storytelling for these same characters over 30 years of their life, almost, as you said, 28. And what a joy that is, because people do have really interesting lives and you don't know what's gonna happen.
Cynthia, getting to show women in their 50s the way that they actually are, not like the Golden Girls, as much as I loved that show, but they did age them pretty prematurely.
I know. I think they're actually, frankly, younger, I think.
It's insane, but to get to show these women the way that they really are in their 50s, you know, from sex to dating to aging and friendship, everything in between. What has that meant to you? Because I know it's meant a lot to the women who are watching.
I think it's great. I think that this is the big myth that we have, that after a certain age, your life becomes very placid and predictable and nothing much happens. You're just walking down one road endlessly to death. But actually, there's all kinds of curveballs that happen. You know, in the same way the original show said, actually women are really deeply interested in sex, not just as a path to marriage. That is very true in your 30s, and that is very true for most of us in your 50s and beyond.
Life is a story we get to write every day.
We have got to be present for every moment.
Kristin, one of the things I really love about this show is the emphasis it places on female friendship and the power held in those relationships, which you now must share with Cynthia and Sarah Jessica off screen as well.
Definitely, of course, we've had this incredible journey together, which is just really unheard of. I mean, as I think, because I've been rewatching the show for my podcast, it's funny to go back and remember when we began. Oftentimes, you hadn't necessarily experienced sets where there were 4 women characters who were all good characters. I think it's just such a joy that we have that in life, that we're still together in life, and then we also get to tell the stories, you know, on camera.
You mentioned your podcast there and the fact that you've been rewatching the show. Have there been things that you've rediscovered that have surprised you?
Oh, so many things. First of all, I didn't really remember the first season at all, and I thought that it hadn't been good. In my mind, I had the story that we hadn't found ourselves yet. But when I look back on it, it's amazing. We didn't quite know what we were making, you know? And it's just been incredible, and we're just incredibly, incredibly lucky.
Have you heard anything from Aiden?
Yeah, I got a postcard today.
Well, what did he write?
Nothing.
Oh, blank postcards gets an awe.
And Cynthia, considering how much time you've spent with Miranda now, do you feel like the two of you are kind of fused in some way?
Absolutely. I also feel that from years of playing her and growing up and, you know, using her as a role model of someone who really sticks to her guns and speaks her mind, some of that has rubbed off on me, but also, you know, Miranda used to be such a cynical, brittle, just a career person, and obviously she has not just softened, but deepened. You know, she has so many more dimensions now. I think she used to shy away from those female things because she thought they were going to drag her down. And now, you know, there's a place for all that in her life.
And that there just shows how wonderfully these characters have been written over all of this time because, you know, it shows how unique but complex women can be, but also that those things can change for us over time.
And I think it was such a great thing that our very wise writers have always done, which is let the characters evolve, let them age, certainly, but also let them change. We were a show about single women dating. And then all of a sudden, one season, whatever season it was, they married Charlotte off. And it was so shocking. It was like, and I remember Carrie's narration. Charlotte was upstairs in her engagement party, and the other three of us were walking down the street, and Carrie's narration said, and then there were three. They set up the perimeters of the show and then let us break the rules. And I think that's one of the reasons that the show remains so interesting.
And when the plot twists, we can choose to embrace a new chapter.
Hearing good things about this
Hearing
one.
great things about this season.
Thanks to Anna for that chat. And season 3 of And Just Like That premieres on Max today.